I know being a senior leader is really hard. Most people around you don't believe that. They see that because you got the big title, you get paid well for all the problems that you face, the pain that you go through. They think the stress kind of goes with the territory, even though they might have a perception that stress actually goes away at the top because everyone else is handling everything. Well, we know that that's not true. And I'm here to sympathize with you. I know for a fact it's not easy at the top. So the higher you go, the heavier it feels. And you have fewer people to share this with and to talk about. My name is Raju Panjwani. I was at Morgan Stanley for 18 years and played several leadership roles during my 18-year career there. 30 years in corporate in total. And for the past 20 years, I've been an entrepreneur. And for the past 8 or 10 years, I've been coaching senior leaders at primarily technology firms and consulting firms. So I'm not guessing here. I have lived it, and I see it every week when I talk to my clients who I coach. So today I want to show you why this job is so hard right now in today's environment, 2026. Then I want to give you some easy things, if they can be easily applied, that they can help. So the reason number one is that you're holding it all together. You got the top job because you're good at it. So people bring you the hard things, the projects that are, not doing well, and you're the guy that's gonna, or the person, the woman that's gonna take it over and run with it. And the clients, no one else can handle because the clients see that too. So you fix it because you can. You do that for years, and something happens. You turn into the wall that holds everything together. Your team waits for you. Clients trust you more than them, and the company keeps piling on because you keep saying yes. And it feels good to be needed. It also traps you in the same manner. So the more they need you, the harder it is to step back. So that's why that perception gets created. Number two, there are 3 pressure points. One, you have clients. They want more from you. You don't have 6 months to a year or 2 years to provide solutions and implement them over time, particularly if you're a technology or a consulting firm. It's now because they have access to AI as well as you do. So what's going to change? The whole engagement structure changes. Good work is not enough anymore. They want you to think about their business with them. They're concerned about that. You built your name on getting work done. And so now you also have to be the business brain for them. But that's not your training, right? Second, it's the company, your bosses, your team, your board, your executive committees. They want more revenue, more growth, happier clients, and the list goes on. And they don't give you time to slow down so you can figure out and fix how you might lead it differently in this environment. So you just have to keep running. That's how you feel. I'm sure you do. And then thirdly, really the external environment. So it could be the markets, stock market if your company is public. It's just how the environment changes. AI is part of the environment that changes. And clients are asking different questions of you. So what made you special then, or all these years, is now changing. You have spent years building the know-how, the skill set, and now the know-how gets old pretty fast because it's all out there within the AI world. And that's scary, and it's real. That scares people. And deep down, you worry too, I have no doubt. And if I let go, will they still need me? That's a real fear. Now you put all 3 together, your clients, your environment, and your bosses and your company. You're trying to stand still while the floor is moving under you. And that is hard. It will be hard for anyone. So coming to the third reason, you can be at the top and still get cut. You're dispensable. Even CEOs, you think the CEO of your company is protected? No, he has the same fears as you do. He doesn't, or he or she doesn't know it all. He relies on you, and then hopefully you rely on your team and so on. So you're dispensable even if you're at the top. So that goes all the way down. So a top job does not keep you safe. I saw that clearly. A man I knew on Wall Street was very good. They moved him up to the top committee. 6 months later, they let him go with a payout of, I can't even tell you. I mean, this has happened over and over to people because, you were very good at for 15 years doing this job. And then they made him part of the committee of some sort in the management. And something happened and he didn't last long. And instead of going back to the job, he was out. So being dispensable even more today is real. So it's never about how good the person is. It's about how companies protect themselves. Even the top person can be out, as I said earlier. You can carry that worry every day, and you do, while still looking calm on the outside. So the job is never warning you about that part because you just keep doing it, keep showing up. So I know that job is hard. Number 4, you are alone. You're possibly even lonely. I mean, loneliness is a big deal, in today's mental health crisis, as everybody's now calling it. And this part of being alone and being lonely actually is a real issue too. And because at the top, everybody expects you to be hunky dory. People bring you their problems, as I said. You act totally calm and cool all day, every day. Your doubts, even, and you have doubts, of course, we all have self doubt, imposter syndrome, and all the different things that people talk about these days. The tired feeling that might stay hidden inside of you because you don't want to show it, or you find ways to keep going because you're the strong person, you're the strong one. So what happens? You just keep quiet, you eat it all. Over time, you can be the most respected person in a meeting or a room or what, but also the loneliest one because the job is hard enough. And now with all this change, doing it with no one to talk to makes it really worse. The good news is part of this you can fix. It's kind of simple in a way because you're carrying it all, right? Alone. So most leaders live by an old rule: trust but check. They hold back the trust until people earn it. You've heard that, trust but verify. So they stay in the middle of everything because they haven't have the trust of the people yet. And their people never learn to carry that weight. So my rule for you is flip it. Give trust first. When people feel trusted, most of them will step up. Not verify, trust first. Okay. And then the load that you bear with yourself as a load-bearing wall, that starts to dissipate or to ease up. So a few tips that might help, and I did this with a couple of my clients recently. So 3 things. 1, let your team decide more, as I just implied. When someone brings you a problem, ask them first, well, what would you do? I know you haven't had the exposure to do it, but let's think about what are your thoughts about fixing it? Because how you communicate and how you speak and how you choose your words is how you build confidence for yourself, but also the person that you're speaking with. So what would you do if I were out of the office today? This helps them grow their judgment, and it gets you off the treadmill that we've been talking about. Number 2, for you, block some quiet time for yourself. I know it's easier said than done. Time is what I don't have, Raju, and I hear this all the time. They cancel or reschedule meetings with me because time, you have an imagined idea of time. But the fact that you don't have time, as a leader, you can't even say that to yourself, but you're saying it all the time. Block an hour or 2 a week, if you can, just to be either just thinking or doing nothing. Use it to do 2 things if you really want to feel like you want to do something. Where am I jumping in too fast? Talking about the team here. And what am I still holding on that should really belong to them? So it's both sides. Am I giving too much? But what am I not giving up? So I can be a little freer. 3, start talking business with your clients. That's a very important thing that I learned recently from a couple of CEOs. This is so critical because it's not about discussing tasks with the client. The transaction is always the what's going on right now, what are the challenges, and how can I overcome? That's a typical thing. What are the issues? How can I help you overcome? Well, this is going to change now. Start speaking the client's language because they're under some kind of pressure that you are as well for different reasons. Their clients are demanding more. Their customers are demanding more. They've got AI tools like you do. So start bringing some real questions to the meeting with the client next time. Ask what is changing for them, for that person that you're dealing with on the other side, and where they feel exposed. How are they feeling vulnerable? So rather than having this worry energy, you start to share not to share your worries, but ask for their worries. Where do they feel exposed? And then stop and really listen to what they have to say. Those are the gold treasures, actually, that you're listening to. Those are the things that are going to change their life. Their first answers will come right away if you are really in empathy mode with them. So this is going to start taking the pressure off of you of this loneliness and all the different things we just talked about. One more thing. The best leaders, and this is the real world, they treat leading like it's a skill that they keep practicing. Are you doing that? We all think of entrepreneurs and these people that have built businesses and the Bezos of the world and others. But even if you look at Tim Cook, the Apple CEO, or Indra Nooyi, they're just corporate people like you and me. They grew up in the corporate world, climbing the ladders that they climbed. And for whatever reason, they reached that top. But if you look at their progression for the 30 or 40 years that each of them was at their, or is at their firm, not Indra, she retired. They did not aim to be the hero every week. They got a little better at leading every day, every year, not just for the stock price or not just for this or that, but they honed in certain skills. But you can't do that overnight. You really have to work at it. So get better every day at learning some of these skill sets, whether it's speaking perhaps in public or overcoming these fears and actually acting despite the fear. And that's how you build more trust, strong teams. And that's where the real reward is, because that's when you're not managing time, you're managing your life and your energies and your freedom, not being in the center of everything. Now, let me close with this. So yes, the job is hard. The stress is real. That doesn't mean you're failing. That's just part of the process. It means you're carrying a bigger stress load, if you will, and you deserve a better way to carry it than holding it all yourself. You can figure out where the weight is coming from and identify with the help of Career Crossroads Quiz. The link is right here for you to just simply take a diagnostic for yourself. It's not just for junior people, it works for everybody, because we're all at this different stages of life, and this cusp of 20 years of changing or being at a career for that long, and then now where does it go from here? If you're in your 40s or 50s, this is a turning point. So the Career Crossroads Quiz is absolutely a wonderful tool for you to see what we designed this. I designed this for myself. If I had this 21 years ago, I may not have quit my job to become an entrepreneur in this craziness. If I had these tools, I may have stayed a little longer to figure out whether I was ready for this or ready for that. There were like 6 or 7 attributes that you'll find interesting, and I hope you take that test, take the quiz rather, and get something out of it. Hope you found this helpful. My name is Raju Panjwani, and I'll see you in the next episode.